Hi, and welcome back to Tack Makeup Playground. You'll notice I do this a lot with my hands. I'm nervous still about doing this. I am still new to this YouTube thing. I don't get a lot of people that watch, but that's okay. I really just do this for me. But today is gonna be a little different and probably really freaking long. So if you don't want to watch this, don't. It's gonna be long. It's gonna be long. Basically, let's start off with the basics. I filmed a video the other day. And I had some stuff in it and that I really ended up hating. I hated it, so I deleted it. I've actually deleted 2 full videos now, and I'm just like, holy cow, I thought I was gonna post like everything I ever did, but when you go back and you like look at it and think about it, it's like maybe I shouldn't put that out there because somebody might take it the wrong way. I've said before, I don't ever mean to offend anybody. If I do, I'm probably one of the most accepting people in the world. I think everybody should be allowed to live their life the way they want to, as long as they're not hurting anybody. You know, if you're not hurting anyone, then what right is it for me to tell you what to do with your life? There's a lot of people that are hurting people right now that are just saying they're doing it in the good of everything, and it's destroying people. So, and we don't get to say anything about it. So anyway, so I am going to go in and do some stuff today and just kind of talk, and kind of explain why I'm doing what I'm doing and what it's for. So I went in, I'm going in with my Ritual Defy Sorcerer concealer. I've already done my primer, which was my Young Sun Mool Essential Mool Cream, and my Nomad spray before that, because I love that stuff. So now I have to remember which of these I've already done. So I use 2 different colors. I know most people do brightening in here. I don't. I do more of a color correct in there, and then I do the brightening on the outside and just blend it all together, basically. It just works better for me that way. So usually I let it sit a little bit longer, but I'm going to end up covering up like half of my face today anyways. So I'm starting off with this, and then I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to end up doing today as far as the look goes. I'm just going to let my creativity flow. We're going to talk about some personal stuff as to why I started doing makeup. My last video that I deleted, I talked about that, but there was some other stuff that I talked about that I just didn't. After a second thought, you know, just decided not to put out there. So I just seemed so crabby, and I don't want to be crabby. I want to be happy and bring some light into this world and be a place where anybody can come and watch, and be a place to kind of get some entertainment, get some reprieve. If you get some ideas, great. I am not a professional makeup artist, kids. Nope. No. I started doing this about 5 years ago, with having to quit my job, and we'll explain why here in a second, but I'm gonna kind of explain what the look is that I'm working on today. So let me get this all blended out here, and then we'll kind of go into that. I should have done all this beforehand so you didn't have to be bored, but I wanted you to see my blank face beforehand, because that has to do with the look and where we're going with it. So should show you. I'll just kind of lean you forward here. I've got some really bad marks on my skin, red capillaries, things that have just burst. I've got lines, I've got wrinkles. I'm 48 years old, and I've been through a lot of stuff in my life. I've got a lot of medical issues. I take a lot of medications. So with all that, my skin doesn't look great. It just doesn't look fantastic. So I've I have really bad circulation. I would show you my feet, but they're disgusting. So they're huge. I have lymphedema, so my feet are really, really big and puffy all the time. Yeah, never be a foot model. Never making money on OF for that, because yeah, my feet are gross. Actually, when I met my husband now, I said, "You will never see my feet." I was dead serious about that. He's seen my feet now, of course, but when I met him, I was like, "You'll never ever see my feet, and you'll never hear me sing." And he's unfortunately had to experience both. So anyway, moving on from that. But so what this look is today is I received a contact on Instagram from there is a movie that was made that they're going to be releasing. I don't know. It's an independent film. It's called Painted Faces. And it is written and produced, or written and directed by Ryan Hill. I don't know him. I don't know anything about this. I'm getting absolutely nothing for this. They just reached out to me and asked me to do a look. That's purely me and artistically me. And originally I think they asked me to do it based on like my favorite movie, and then they said just to do whatever. So so this movie is about a gal named Leah. I'm gonna read off here because I wrote it down. She's got severe cystic acne, and she's a community college art student, and she basically hides behind colorful face paint. And I guess she has to venture out of her comfort zone at one point in time to break out of a creative rut and find self-acceptance, which I might start crying on that one. That's what leads me into this story of me and my makeup journey. So I started doing, well, when I was younger, I started wearing makeup when I was 16 and a half. I started wearing makeup. I got my first job, and with my first job, my first paycheck, I knew I wanted to buy makeup because I hadn't worn makeup before that. But all I did was buy a brown eyeliner, and it was all Almay back then. That was what I bought. I thought that was the shit back then. That was that was the best stuff back then, right? Okay, so working at, you know, Target, thought it was great. Hit the makeup aisle. And this is my Young Sun Mool cushion, Nuder cushion foundation. That was gifted to me. And so I bought my brown eyeliner and my black brown mascara and some like peachy brown eyeshadow. That was it. That was it. I'm on my way to do my makeup. That is how I did my makeup for the next, I don't know, 30 years. I don't even know. 20 years, I don't know, 27 years, something like that. Yeah, I didn't venture really outside the box. That was it. It was nice and simple, boring. This brush is fantastic. I got it in Ice Cream Beauty Box. So if you guys do subscribe to that and they have it available in their little like store thingy, highly recommend it. So I went ahead and bought that, started doing my makeup, and then about 8 years ago, I was kind of flailing in life. I wanted to start my art business up, which I don't remember what I've said in my videos and what I haven't, but before I may have said the TAC and TAC Makeup Playground stands for Tiffany's Artistic Creations, which is my business name that I actually don't do any business with. This is the Fenty Matchstick in Amber. Way too dark today. Whoops. Oh well. So I did a bunch of paintings for people that I worked with. This was before I even started my business. I just sold them for hardly any money. Like, I hardly charged anybody anything. It was ridiculous. I was not making any profit whatsoever. Sorry, I just got some weird pink thing on my forehead. I was not making any money on it. I would do, you know, spend 17 hours doing a painting and charge somebody $100. Sorry, that's not, I made no money whatsoever. And then I was like, so everybody was like, oh, you should start your own business, start your own business, start your own business. So I started my own business, and then I never sold anything. Nobody wanted to pay when I had to start actually charging prices to keep a business going, because nobody understands that being an artist is expensive, because your time costs money. It just does. So I still keep the business name, still pay for that, but I don't sell anything. Actually, I had somebody inquire about a painting the other day. I told them how much it was and ghosted me. Ghosted me. It was $75, you guys. $75, and they ghosted me. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. I actually probably don't even need this because the sun's shining. So that's how well my art career has gone. So I was flailing around with that. Well, then my daughter, while I was working, she got invited to a Mary Kay party, and I just felt like my life was going nowhere. I liked my job well enough, but I just felt like my life was going nowhere. You know, you can have your own business, da 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 da. So I signed up and started doing makeup. And I know I've talked about this before, and I did the Mary Kay thing. I did pretty good at it until they changed formulas. I ended up having allergic reactions, and I got real sick and couldn't do it anymore. So I had to quit doing that. And then I just fell back into the same rut with my makeup, doing the same old thing. And then I had to quit my job. So 2020, when all the nastiness was starting, I had to quit my job. And due to health reasons, I have a multitude of health issues. I have my whole life. Sorry, I have the window open over here, so if you see the clouds are moving and stuff like that, so yeah, so if you see the light changing and stuff, it's because of that. I have my overhead light on. I have other lights on. It's gonna be bright today. I can't see without them, so it is what it is. So where was I? Quit my job, had to retire, took a medical retirement, and then went ahead and we're gonna use the Estate gel blush today. Like I said, I'm probably gonna end up covering this up because I think we're gonna do a little painting today, for a little extra work today. So so when I quit my job, I threw all my makeup away. Everything. I was like, I'm never wearing makeup again. I locked up all my dress clothes. Like, I'm never dressing up again. I'm only wearing leggings for the rest of my life, and hoodies. Well, you'll notice that I only wear sweatshirts and stuff. I don't dress up, and I never will. It's not who I am. I mean, I do like to dress up when I like go out and stuff, but as far as being home and doing my thing, I don't. I just, ooh, that is a lot. Yeah, we'll get that blended out. I just wear hoodies and stuff, and that might dissuade individuals from working with me and wanting to have anything to do with me, but I'm sorry. I'm a normal human being. I'm not going to sit here and gussy myself up just to, you know, especially the brands that have wanted to work with me that do clothing stuff. It's like $200 for a dress. Are you insane? No way, Jose. Nobody's got that money. And the people that do got that money are trying to tell us how to live our lives and make us miserable. So nope, not gonna promote that stuff. Anyway, okay, back to the makeup. So I threw everything away and I was like, okay, I'm done. And then we decided to like remodel our house instead of move. We were going to move, but then we decided to remodel the house. Did that, and then in the midst of that, I was listening to podcasts and discovered YouTube, and I was like, you know what? I think I want to start wearing makeup again. I want to do makeup. Like, this looks like something that could be fun. So let's attempt to do the makeup thing. Plus, it's gonna force me to look in the mirror. This is how we're getting into the painted faces thing. So, and the video that I just deleted the other day. I have always had a hard time looking in the mirror. Even when I did makeup before, it was very much just this, like, don't really look at yourself. Don't make eye contact with yourself. Avoidance thing. It was just slap on, you know, the little bit to enhance your eyes and then move on. And that's how life was. I just didn't look in the mirror. I've never found myself attractive. I have always had a low self-esteem. I used to be extremely heavy. I had gastric bypass 24 years ago. And I've had many, many health complications since then because of it. So I decided that I needed to really lock into something and start testing myself, basically. And so this film and what it's about really kind of hit me, because, you know, she paints her face to cover up in it, and I started painting my face to actually force myself to look in a mirror and make eye contact with myself, which has now led me into doing Instagram, because I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to start doing makeup for myself, maybe I should go ahead and post it on Instagram and see, you know, just to keep a catalog of my work. And if I get people, great, wonderful. You know, if I get people to follow along, or, so, you know, follow me on Instagram, great. Words are hard, sorry. So started off with that, and I have over 2,500 people following me on Instagram now. That I don't have a lot of interaction, but I have the followers, so that's cool. I guess I personally like the interaction more than the number, but it's interesting to see how many people actually like want to see my work on there, because I do take it more of an artistic way than you know, just putting makeup on. I really admired all the artists that did like an artistic look with it. So there's, you know, Smink, and Ellie Star, and, you know, just people like that did. I need to put a powder blush over this. Sorry, I'm looking for something, even though I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet today. So that's really where I'm coming from with everything. So when they approached me about doing a look for, you know, kind of being a part of this movie thing, and what it stood for, I was like, this is exactly me. This is so me. I'm not going to be in the movie. Let's put that. I'm not going to be in the movie. They're just going to, like, I just have to tag them, and then they may or may not use that on Instagram as like a promotional thing, to kind of, you know, I'll tag them so people know about it, and then you know, if they tag me, whatever, if they use me on there to promote me, great. If not, you know, at least I'm helping them out, because I think it's a great endeavor to put that out there. You know, everybody could use a little self-discovery, and I think everybody should take the time to kind of sit with themselves and get to know themselves a little better. And, you know, really, whatever you think is a flaw in you, something that you don't like about yourself, if you take the time and sit with it and really realize, you know, like I said, I used to think that I was ugly. I still don't think that I'm pretty. Don't get me wrong. I don't look in the mirror and like, oh my God, so pretty. I do think that makeup definitely changes my face, which it changes everybody's face, obviously, to where I can look at it and see it artistically. I don't look at myself and go, dang, wow, now I look gorgeous with all that on. It's more like, wow, look at my artwork. The colors are pretty. So it's different for me, I guess. One, being an artist, so you look at things a little bit differently than other people probably do. Because I don't do makeup to make myself beautiful or anything, or, you know, to get the, oh my God, you're so pretty compliments. I really don't care. That pretty is all a perspective thing, truly. You know, what I might find attractive in one person, the next person's not going to find attractive. So it really doesn't matter what people say as far as pretty goes, because it's truly, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. It is a very true saying. So I just have to look at it that way. So like I said, am not 100% sure what I'm going to do today. I just know that I'm going to use Nomad because they are my tried and true. They mean the world to me, and they have been a huge part of this journey for me. And since they are about journeying, I thought it would be fun to use them for my, I'm going to cry. I thought it would be fun to use them for my journey, to talk about my journey, to talk about this journey for this movie. So, yeah, I don't know, fourth wall thing? I don't know if that's what that is, but, I just thought it would be kind of fun. So I've got 4 of their palettes out here, and I just want to figure out how to kind of make them work together. They're all ones that, probably, are some of my favorites for sure. So I've got the Chamonix palette, the Apres Ski. It's probably easier to say Apres Ski. I don't speak French, so yeah, good times. Anyway, so I will open that up so you can see that beauty. I did order a new ring light today, so I am gonna work on my lighting. I am. It's gonna be one that actually sits at a decent level instead of being all over the place, and then I have to start closing my window and actually paying attention to things, because I know my lighting's all over the place, and it's probably aggravating as I'll get out. And this window over here, I think I should probably close it because the sun is in and out of the clouds today. So but we'll see. I don't know. I'll post this, and like I said, my videos haven't been getting any views anyways, so I'm really just doing this for me, and it is what it is. So I think I will probably end up doing a real quick eye look, but then as far as the actual remainder of the look goes, I will probably save that for Instagram. That's kind of what I did with my video the other day. I did the look. Oh, okay. So I went in with raclette, and now I'm going on in with off piste. I should take French. I've been doing Spanish on Duolingo and still not doing well at that. So that's okay. You know, I've been doing it for 400 and some odd days consecutively and still not doing fantastic at it. Let me turn this a little bit, see if that helps at all. All right, so then I'm gonna go, I'm using 2 French palettes. Okay, whatever. Gonna go in with Fetes Provence. I'm gonna go in with that pink because I like pink, obviously. Shirt, pink back there. Oh, my mom got me new painting back there. It's a little cat riding on a Vespa at Paris. Using the, you know, French palettes. So let's go in with that up here. So yeah, I just thought it was cool when they reached out to me. I was like, yeah, I think I'd be interested in doing a look to kind of, you know, help promote that, because that's, I think, something that we could all really use as a good source or a resource for ourselves, because I don't think anybody has a tremendous, sorry, my nose is running again. That's one thing you'll get sick of with me, for sure. My nose always running, always. My sinuses are awful. But just a great resource, I think, for everybody. I think getting to know yourself, being honest with yourself, that's a huge thing too. There's so much dishonesty in humans towards themselves that it makes them lash out at others, and it's very sad. Very, very sad. So I'm going in with Calisons. I went in with Rosé, now I'm going in with Calisons from the Fetes Provence palette. And so when people are dishonest with themselves, it makes them lash out at others, because projection is a horrible thing. When you're not happy with yourself and you see other people living their life to the fullest, or trying to live their lives to the fullest the way that they want to or need to, people tend to lash out at that because they don't understand it and they're jealous of it. So I think this movie would be wonderful for people to be able to see, you know, yeah, she's unhappy with who she is, and then she takes the opportunity to love who she is and become who she is. This is not going to show up very well. So this is Fondue out of the Apres Ski palette. The lighting is so bad today. I don't know if you can even see that. There. Okay, we're moving this up a little bit. That's all there is to it. Because you need to be able to see what I'm doing, right? Nothing like making last minute changes to lighting, huh? Okay, so going in with a little bit of that. Since pink and green seem to be my jam lately. Pink's always been, well, not always been. When I was a kid, it was purple. Purple was my favorite color. And then pink, when I had my girls, pink became my go-to color. And then now it kind of bounced between pink, green, but mostly like mint greens and teal, things like that. So I still like purple, but for some reason I just don't really like incorporate it as much. So I'm gonna go the Chicago Speakeasy palette, and we are going to take Absinthe there. No, sorry, the Green Mill. It is, yeah, this one's my favorite. And we're gonna put that. This is gonna be the weirdest look ever, but that's okay. It's We're gonna make it work. Somehow, some way. Gonna make it work. Just gotta be me and use all my colors in it, since it is based on painting my face for me. Can't paint my face for other people for this one. This is definitely a Mimi thing. So, but yeah, I just been through a lot in my life and had a I don't have a great self-esteem still to this day. At least I'm able to look in a mirror now and not revolt myself, I guess. I don't know. I just didn't find myself attractive. I just didn't want to look in the mirror. I had body dysmorphia really bad for a very, very, very long time. Even after I had my surgery. Seriously, until probably about a year ago, not even, maybe 6 months ago, I still thought I was fat. I have lost a huge amount of weight since I had my surgery, and I still thought I was fat. So, yeah, I don't see it in other people. Like, I don't look at other people and I'm like, oh my God, they're so big, blah, 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 blah. But myself, I was horrible to myself. Absolutely horrible. I would say horrible things to myself. And I look back at it and I would do that in front of my kids. And now my poor kids have, you know, self-esteem issues and do the same things to themselves and just feel awful. So, all right. So now what do I want to do? I think we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of doing really pastel-y weird colors today. Sorry. I'm going to do some Last Call from the Apres Ski palette. I really didn't mean to do this. And actually, I think I'm going to cover up a little bit of that up there with that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go just in this little area here. Kind of blend those two together. Or three, I guess. There's that little dividing line. So yeah, I think everything in life is something to work on, a work in progress. I say it in every video, nothing's ever perfect. Nothing will ever be perfect, but you can work towards making everything a little bit better instead of making it worse. I think everybody, if they would just take a look in the mirror, could figure out how to, once you analyze yourself, it's a little easier to look at the world in a brighter light and not be as judgy about others, not focus on others as much, and not feel the need to tear others down as much once you're able to focus on yourself a little bit more and really look at things. So yeah, so that's how that's looking right now. And then I think I'm going to add in, let me see, I'm going to close that. I'm going to close that, and then I'm going to go in with, yeah, I'm going to go in with Southern Lights from Stargazing, that one. And I'm going to grab a different brush for that, I think. That palette's pretty beat up. It is my favorite. I will say, I don't usually pick favorites for my palettes, especially my Nomad palettes. But this one's my favorite. The New Zealand one is definitely, it's my favorite palette. It's just something about it. It's absolutely gorgeous. The color story is amazing. The multichromes are fantastic in it. It's just beautiful. So I have beat the snot out of it so it doesn't behave very well anymore. But it is absolutely my favorite. So, and you'll notice I have it like a signature swoop that I do. I started doing that, I don't even know, a couple years ago, and I got away from it for a while, and all of a sudden one day I was like, I looked back at my work, I was like, what happened to my swoop? I quit doing my swoop. This is aggravating. This is annoying. I'm so upset. So I started adding it back in, and I just feel better doing it. I don't know if I got lazy. I know the state of the world has got me sad and frustrated and just kind of real depressed. So I think that was part of it. And I just kind of quit trying so hard. So it was very depressing to look back and be like, oh, so I'm letting everything affect me so badly that I'm not even being myself right now. So I need to stop that. My swoops are not even, so let's try and fix that. It's about as close to as even as I'm gonna get. So, all right. Don't know if that goes at all, but I don't much care at the moment. So, all right, now what should we go in with? Should I do a blue? No. Purple? No. This is where I get to the point where I'm like, what do I do next? What do I do next? Should we do a bright yellow? That could really disturb things. Then we can throw some gray in there. I think we'll do that. So I'm going to go back in with the Provence palette, and we're going to do Miel de Lavande. That one right there. And that is going to go right there. Not sure if that goes together at all, but it is what it is. It's colorful. It's weird. It's me. And that's all that matters. So, right? That's what this is about. Being colorful, being weird, being me, being true to myself, being true to yourself, going down this exploration rabbit hole of trying to figure out who we are. And in the meantime, hopefully not dragging other people down while we do it. I think that's the biggest thing, is really if you can. I know we're all raised in families that have certain biases and certain ways of doing things, and I don't know, just because somebody's blood doesn't make them family to me. I have family members that I have definitely distanced myself from and walked away from because they have proven themselves to be not good people and not doing the right thing in life. And I don't want to be associated with that type of personality, that type of environment. So I have said goodbye to those people, and I have been better for it. They are just miserable people and constantly doing awful things. I can't even believe, and the people that they support, the things they support, just makes me physically ill. It's absolutely physically ill. So, all right, I'm going to go back in with a little bit more of the Southern Lights from Stargazing. But, you know, people that sit there and say that they are supportive of this, that, and the other thing, and then they turn around and everything that they do shows you otherwise. It's really really sad. And you know, they're people that have shown you their whole life who they truly are, and then one day you just wake up and realize, oh, okay, really, this person is who they've been showing you the whole time. Now you're awake, and it's just time to get away from them, because you're going to be better off in the long run. And they're just bad people. And I didn't used to think that there were, you know, so many bad people in the world, but wow, have things gone off the rails. Just the amount of hatred and destruction and stuff in the world. So all right, I'm gonna go in with Champ de Lavande, which is a light lavender color, and just kind of dust that along the bottom here. So yeah, it's just, life is such a weird thing. You can truly take the opportunity to learn so much about yourself, so much about other people, if you truly want to learn. That's just it. You have to actually take the time, open your eyes, not just listen to one source, not believe everything that's told to you by one individual person. You know, there's more out there than just one news source, or when it comes to individual people, there's, you know, base it on your experience with that person and actually pay attention. Don't let your mind deceive you and be like, no, they're not really like that. That couldn't have really happened. No, they're really like that. Don't let them fool you, because they're not going to change. They never change. They do not at all. So all right, so we went in with that. So then I'm gonna go in with some of the gray from the Provence palette. I didn't realize I was gonna end up using the Provence palette quite so much in this look. I honestly, I'm gonna go in with that charcoal gray right there. And that was the last palette that I pulled out for this look. So kind of makes me giggle, because I did not plan on even using that one today. So I'm just doing kind of a little liner type thing here. Probably should have used a different brush for this, but this one's a Blend Bunny B2. I don't think they sell these anymore. These are some of the ones that I got when they were clearancing them out, or they had a sale on them because they had a production issue with them. So I got in on like their buy one get one free for the set. So I ended up getting 2 sets of them, and I've had to, this one I haven't had to glue yet, but I've had to glue a few of them back together, which is fine. I don't mind doing that at all, because the ferrule separates from. So yeah, I've had to fix a couple of those, which I was fully aware was going to be a possibility, because that's why they did the sale that way. So they're good brushes. I'm always looking for more brushes to try out. I did order some BS Small. I don't remember what it's called. What is it? Hold on. These guys. BS Small brushes. I got those off of Amazon, and they're decent brushes too. They got some decent ones. I have a big variety of brushes, because I just can't seem to find what I'm looking for. Not a song. Isn't that in a song? Can't seem to find what I'm looking for. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, sorry. I'm all over the place today. I'm all over the place all the time. It's just who I am. It's my personality. I don't focus well on anything anymore. especially since I'm so freaking tired all the time. Stressed out all the time. Life just keeps throwing you curveballs one after the other. Now I just have a ton of medical bills rolling at me that I'm not very happy about, because of course I went to the doctor. I went to the doctor trying to figure out what was wrong, and they're like, oh, nothing, you're just crazy. Well, that's what the ER doctor said. I think you have some mental health issues. Well, yes, don't we all? And you're on too many medications. Okay. So then I went to more doctors, and they put me on more medications that I ended up having reactions to, so just fine, because then I was able to stop taking them. Yeah, so yeah, anyway, back to the subject at hand. So yeah, I'm just gonna work on this look for this post and get that out. I had, you know, bigger ideas about what I was gonna do with this look, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna bring in some Devinah singles on here, shimmers, work with those a little bit, and I should use some of the Nomad ones because they're amazing too in those palettes, but I gotta give Devinah some time too, because we'll try and figure out which of these beauties to use. Yeah, I know, the mirror you can see like my whole room over there, but yeah, my lighting just is not great. Sorry. All right, which ones do we want to use? I'm gonna go in with their specular shimmer, sparkle and shimmer glue base. Get that on one eye to start with, and then kind of figure out where to go from there. Yeah, because I was gonna do a big old like painting on my face, and I might still do that, but I'll do that after the video's over, because we're getting real long here. And then I'll just post that on Instagram. So I'm going to go in with, should I go completely off the wall? Actually, yeah, I think we're gonna go in with Confetti Kisses, I think. And we're also gonna go in with, I don't want Serpent's Kiss, I don't want them. Mystic Moon Pie and Lynx. I think we're gonna figure out how to work those three in here. So let's do, I'm gonna do Mystic Moon Pie first. We're gonna do that on the outside here. Oh, I got a little fallout on my cheeky there. So, little extra glitter on the cheek. Oops. Oh yeah, we might just have to use that as a highlighter too, since it's kind of all over the place. Probably should have sprayed it first, but I didn't think it was gonna be that flaky. Oops. All right, and then I'm gonna go in with that confetti. Am I? Oh, whoops, no, I meant to do that a different way. That's okay. We're gonna do it this way. Best laid plans get changed up sometimes when you make a mistake. So we'll go in with that. And then the inner corner, we'll do Lynx. And I probably should have sprayed that too, I was gonna say. I'm gonna get some fallout there, but it's okay. Can you even see that? I don't know. This is driving me nuts. Hopefully that's even showing up on there. It looks so dark in the camera here, but maybe it's not as dark in the actual recording. So, all right, so we will go with those and then we will do the other side. Same way. And then I gotta figure out which eyeliners to use. I'll probably use a ColourPop multichrome in my waterline. I just have to figure out which one is gonna work the best with this look. I'm thinking I don't know the names of them anymore because they've all worn off, unfortunately. So I don't know the names of them. But the like limey green one that switches to all sorts of different colors, I'll probably do that one in the waterline. And then I'll do my Tilt Beauty mascara, which is pretty much done. I do need to probably order more of that, but I've got a couple other mascaras that I need to use before I order more of that. I want to get more of it. I really like it. I just have other mascaras that I need to use up first. So it'll be a little while yet before I get any more of that. But when I do, at least it's just a refill. So I don't get a whole new tube. So like this, there's the inside is a refillable thing. So I think that's really cool. So yeah, I'll just order a couple of refills so I can have them around, and then trying to think of what else I need to get. I'd love to get more lipsticks. I'm so this is where I have an issue. Okay, I like to be like, if I like something from a brand, I want everything from the brand. So I'm having a hard time because like I've fallen in love with Devinah now, so I want to order everything from Devinah. I love Nomad, so I have everything from Nomad. They're coming out with their new palette, so I want that. Black Moon, I love their lipsticks, so I want to get all of their lipsticks. Mvndi Mvkevp, I love her lip glosses, so I want to get all of her lip glosses, and I would love to get, you know, try out her lipsticks too, because she just came out with new lipsticks. But you know, there's only so much money to go around, so how do you keep up? Like, how do you keep up? And you know, all these people that get noticed by brands, I am so happy for them, but I'm just not that person. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm not gonna get noticed. You know, I can be as brand loyal as I want to be, but that doesn't mean those brands are going to want to work with me. And I've come to that realization because I've got plenty of brands that I'm completely loyal to, but you know, they'll gift me stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm very thankful for what I have gotten, but I'm not going on a PR list because I just am not their people. So it is what it is. You know, I've come to that realization, which is totally fine. I get it. You got to make your calls for your business as to what you want to do. So if I don't fall in line with that criteria, then I don't fall in line with that criteria, and I am okay with that. So but I know that I just don't have enough money to buy everything that I would like to buy. I mean, nobody does, do they really? I mean, okay, yes, some people do, but I'm not one of those people. I have very limited funds, so the little bit that I do have, I use sparingly with the brands that I do love. There's plenty of new stuff that comes out, and new brands that come out, and other brands that I'd love to try. I just don't have the resources to spread it that far. So do I get FOMO? Yeah. Do I get sad about it? Yeah. Do I say stupid crap about it sometimes and then get myself ostracized a little bit? Probably. Yeah. Do I mean to? No. No. I'm just entirely probably too honest and, you know, wear my heart on my sleeve and always say something stupid to get myself ignored or in trouble, or it's just who I am. As a person, I've always been that way, so unfortunately I have a tendency to stick my foot in my mouth about things. So anyway, well, I'll probably go in and boost up some of this stuff, and then I will finish up the look. I may come back and show you guys what it looks like, but we'll see. So this is it for now. Okay, I decided to hop on and show the finished look. It kind of went a little crazy. So I went in and did some liner, did some extra work, and added a heart. So just remembering to love yourself. Once you love yourself, you can love others. So that's a huge thing. Went a little crazy with the lip. Decided to do a dark lip, and then I put some eyeshadow, multichrome eyeshadow over the top, and then a lip gloss. So my lip looks freaking huge. And then I added in my sunflower. So that is based on, I will flash up here, my sunflower painting. I did that years ago. I had a dream. I laid down, took a nap, had a dream, woke up, painted that immediately. So thought I'd throw in a little bit of my sunflower for that look. So it's also for the Iris app. There's a challenge on there to do a floral look. So so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and, sorry about the shakiness, I pulled you guys off my tripod. So gonna go ahead, take some pictures, get this posted up on Instagram, and then I will finish putting this video together somehow and get it posted. So thanks for joining me. If you like this, go ahead and hit the like button. If you hated it, we'll do some shimmers. Yeah, if you hated it, I'm sorry, but just if you want to leave a comment, go ahead and leave a comment. Try and be nice. Always appreciate nice comments. If you have any suggestions, go ahead and leave a suggestion. Otherwise, just try and be kind, be nice. The world's suffering right now. We all need some help, and just try to take the time to do what makes your soul smile.